All right, yo. So what's up? What's up? What's going on? All right. So I just saw Big J Triple X's video that was geared towards me, and Big J, I only saw the first 7 minutes and semi seconds of that video. And so I'm just going to. So my response is going to be based on the first 7 minutes of that video that I saw, because I'm not going to watch no offense, but I'm not going to watch the entire hour and 42 minutes and 34 seconds of that video. But Big J, right? When you talk about how words mean something, well, I say that words only mean something if you allow it to. That's it. That's it. So basically, to inform you guys, yesterday, or maybe this morning, I made a video. I made a live stream speaking about what happened when I was on Big J Triple X's panel last night, because I was heavily disrespected. So I decided to exit the panel. Right? So Big J made a video, I just seen it. I guess he made a video afterwards, and I just seen it in response to me talking about how words mean something. Basically, he was talking about, because what happened is, when I was on his panel last night, a female on his panel had an issue with me using the word female when I speak. And she wanted me to no longer use the word female and utilize the term woman. And I let her know that, listen, I let her know that she's not going to dictate my choice of words when I speak. I'm a grown-ass man. All right? If you don't like the fact that I say the word female, boo-hoo. Cry to someone that gives a fuck. See, I think Big J's missing the picture. I think you're missing the picture. It deals with the principle that this person, this female, her intent was to start an argument with me in the first place. She was trying to find a way to argue with me, and she utilized the whole female woman thing as a way to trying to start some sort of hostility with me. That's what person she is. She has a track record of doing that. You know what, Shaka Nulu? When I was speaking in Big J's panel last night, I also used the word male. You guys know how I speak. When I speak on this gender shit, most of the time I say male and I say female. So I also use the word male as well as female, but this person had no issue when I said male. She had an issue when I used the term female. And she was trying to use that as a way to start an argument with me, because that was her whole intent for coming on the panel. And Big J missed that point. So Big J made a video talking about words, words mean something. Man, please, it only means something if you allow it to. And I'm gonna stand on my ground. I'm gonna stand on my square with that. That if I'm going to use the term female to label the female gender, that's what I'm going to do. If anybody got a problem with that, I don't give a shit. All right? And Big J, I guess Big J is going to be in defense of that female. If that is the case, I don't give a shit, right? But Big J, you said something in terms that if I was on a panel with a Caucasian guy, and instead of him referring to me as a so-called black person or an African American, he used the term Negro or Negroid, how would I feel about that? And to answer the question is that I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't give a fuck. Because you know why? Because a lot of times when I listen to people speak, I pay attention to the gist or the logic of their argument. I don't give a fuck if a person called me a Negro or a Negroid, because technically speaking, the word Negro or Negroid is not even a derogatory term. So if a Caucasian person calls me that, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I've been in conversations with so-called white supremacists, so-called white nationalists, who refer to me as a straight up nigger. And I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a shit. The fuck? You know, but the thing is, Big J, is that the problem with that question that you asked me is that you're comparing a Caucasian utilizing the word Negro or Negroid to me utilizing the word female. It's like, how does that correlate? How does that correlate? I don't get it. How does that relate? How does that? I don't get that. I don't really get that. Listen, and then Big J, you said something, and I believe that another point you made was directed towards me, because you stated how when you made your live stream that you was not at home, and that you was away from home, and you was steadily internet on and off your computer, and you said something to the terms of, it's not my fault that you have an issue with a certain word. Now, I believe that was directed towards me, and if that's the case, you're wrong, Big J. I'm not blaming you. First of all, I don't have an issue with any word. It was that bitch on the panel that had an issue with the word female. All right? And I chose to stand my ground and let her know that she's not going to dictate what words I use. And Big J, what I held you accountable for was you being the host of that panel, not properly moderating the panel and telling people to stop being disruptive. Because while I was speaking, that female who had an issue with me using the word female kept being disruptive and kept interrupting me while I was speaking. And in the panel, I said, Big J, can you tell her to stop interrupting? And I didn't hear a peep from you. Now, I don't know. Maybe you was away from your computer. I don't know. And if you was away from your computer, then my mistake. But at that time, I did not know that you was away from your computer if that was the case. So when I asked multiple times, I said, Big J, can you tell this person to stop interrupting me while I'm speaking? And I didn't hear a peep. Then I said, then I said to myself that there's no point for me to continue being in this panel. So I got up and left. So my issue was not a word. My issue was the fact that somebody was being disruptive and you as the host did not do a thing to stop that. Now, once again, maybe you was not in your computer at the time when this was happening. And if that's the case, my bad. But at that time, when I saw that this person was interrupting while I was speaking, I got upset. Yes, I got upset, and I felt that there was no longer a need for me to continue being on the panel, so I left. But not only that, Big J, you do have a history of not properly moderating a panel. I see that. Whenever there's a panel of more than 3 people on your live stream, it goes haywire. And Jersey Hammer is a witness to that, and he can attest to that. Joe W., if he wants to attest to that, he can. All right? So what did Jersey Hammer? Jersey Hammer says context matters. In that case, the only context I can draw was a hyper wannabe feminist wanting to pick a fight and show up with anyone and show up on anyone with a dick. Exactly. That's exactly what it was. She was trying to pick a fight with me. And she was trying to find any way to pick a fight with me. And that whole female thing was her excuse to trying to pick a fight with me. And I was not going to allow that to happen. So I just said, you know what? I'm out. Right, Joe W. Joe W says, I caught that last night, and there's no female on the planet, including my wife, that will dictate what words I use. Exactly. There's no female or male on this planet that's going to dictate which words I use. The fuck? I'm a grown ass man. As long as I don't have bad intentions, as long as I'm not insulting you or cursing you out, then there's no reason for someone to try to dictate what words I use. Especially when it comes to a damn objective word like female. There's nothing offensive about that word female. There's nothing offensive about that. Why? Because I choose to use the word female instead of woman? That's a problem? Hell, a lot of times I choose to use the word male instead of man. Nah, man. Exactly. She was looking for a fight. Exactly, Joe W. She was looking for a fight with me. That's all it was. And this female has a track record of doing that. So for Big J to come and respond and saying words matter, please, man. Please, man. It had more to do than just a word. This person was looking to pick a fight with me, and she kept on interrupting while I was speaking. And since nobody would sit down well, all except for one person, Black Privilege. Shout out to Black Privilege, my fellow Haitian brother. Because he was trying to tell this female to stop interrupting me. But she wouldn't stop. So my only choice left was to leave the panel. And Big J, I'm going to stand by my word. I'm never coming on your panel again. I don't have a problem. I don't have a personal issue with you. I don't hate you. I don't have a so-called internet beef with you because I'm not into this internet beefing. Because where I come from, beef is outside in real life. Where I come from, beef means somebody going to die. So I'm not into that shit. All right? I don't have a personal issue with you, but my opinion still stands. You are not a good moderator of panels. And due to that, I refuse to be in any one of your panels in the near future. That's it. You know, I might, you know, I'll be on the chat. I'll be watching from the clouds. I'll be in the chat speaking. But if there's a panel, you put a link to the panel, I'm not coming on. Exactly, Toya. The best response to disrespect is to leave. And I walked away. See that? Okay, Jersey Hammer says, earlier than that, you were talking about addressing systems, and she immediately cut you off, then immediately know into how feminists fought for everything they accomplish against the system. Exactly. Yeah, Jersey Hammer, you could tell, even you and Joe W, and somebody who was a witness to that she was trying to pick a fight with me. Now, earlier in that live stream, I was giving my grievances about the current red pill spaces that exist. And I said to the terms of, you know, I'm only paraphrasing that in a lot of these red pill spaces, that what people are talking about today is contrary to what these red pill spaces was originally built for. These red pill spaces, like the manosphere, the so-called black manosphere, was originally built to address the system, the corruption within the system that have placed people, especially so-called black people, in the current position that they're in. So instead of sticking to addressing the issues of the corruption within the system and finding ways to come together and solving these issues, Currently, especially in the so-called black manosphere, we're coming on here to just speak about dating and sex. So I stated that this current black manosphere is not doing or is not continuing the actual mission that the space was originally created for. And when I said that, this person has come with some sort of straw man argument saying that oh yeah, I'm tired of black people, you know, always blame the system. I mean all the other groups of, this is what she was saying, I'm paraphrasing what she was saying all the other groups of people were victims of this corrupt system, but they did something to solve the issue. And then I responded by telling her, I'm like, listen, that's my point. That's my point. My whole point is that we should address these issues coming, you know, that when it comes to the things that so-called black people go through, being underneath a corrupt system, and finding ways to solve these issues. And she's trying, and Jersey Hammer, you was there. She was trying to create the straw man argument. The same female was trying to create the straw man argument by trying to make it seem as if I'm just crying and complaining about how the system is. But she was utilizing that straw man argument as a way to try to pick a fight with me. And when that didn't work, then she tried to come with the whole female this, you know, use the word woman, why use a female? All she was doing was trying to pick a fight with me. And Big J doesn't see that. You know, Joe W says, when it comes to beef, we must have grown up in the same neighborhood because beef will get you killed. Exactly. Yeah, Joe W. I know Joe W. You originally from New York, like I am. So Joe W., you already know. You already know how New York is and how New York was back in the 80s and 90s. See, I'm an 80s baby, a 90s kid. So I've seen the really rough side of New York and really saw the results of beef. That's why when it comes to this internet shit, I don't look at that as beef. I'm not into no quote unquote internet beefing. Because if I really got a beef with somebody, it means that it's going to result in either two things: me being in the casket or me being in prison. And I'm not into that beef and stuff. But at the same time, I'm going to keep it real and tell someone what's in my mind. What up, Dick Thug? Dick Thug says that's because no one values the opinion of a black man. This happens at work too. Guys would talk only to be cut off every time. We would only talk about money or something, and they would do something to interrupt. Exactly. The fact of the matter is, this female was trying. Okay, hold on, Big J, hold on. I see Big J. You know what, Big J? I see you on the panel. So I see you in the chat. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna post the link to the panel just for Big J, for we can speak like men. So Big J, if you wanna come on the panel, we could speak and talk it out like men. We could do that. Here's the link in the chat. Here's the link to the panel. Because the fact of the matter is this. This person was trying to find ways to pick a fight with me. That's all it was. It really had nothing to do with the word female or the word woman and stuff like that. It was the fact that she was trying to pick a fight with me, and she kept on interrupting. And when I saw that nobody would stop her from interrupting me, not even myself, I chose to exit the panel. That's it. So Big J, if you want to come on the panel, we can speak. There you go.
No, I'm here.
What's up?
What's up with you, Wacky?
Well, I'm responding to a video that you made earlier today. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm responding to what you made earlier, and what Jersey Hammer said in the chat room.
Okay, but you telling me that words matter? Break it
Yeah,
down, bro.
yeah.
Break it down.
Words do matter. If the goal was to was about diplomacy, see, then not see. I think a lot of y'all misunderstand me. See, the thing is, I'm willing to meet people halfway. Okay, I'm willing to meet people halfway. If something is offensive, why sit there and you know, if a certain word or a certain action is offensive, then therefore in the sake of diplomacy, why sit there and continue to do that?
Okay, I
And
like
like
I like that you hold on for a minute. I like that you brought that point. Now answer me this: how is the term female offensive?
because because that word, that terminology for, you know, even in the hip hop world era, that word has another meaning. Hold on. Let me address you,
No,
Shaka Zulu.
no, 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 no. Big J, address me. Don't worry about Shaka. Hold on, Shaka Nulu. Listen, and to everybody on the chat, there'll be no insulting. Do not insult Big J. All right. So Shaka Nulu, do not insult Big J, and anybody else on the chat, don't insult Big J. And Big J, address me. You know,
Okay.
if somebody being a smart ass on the chat, I'm gonna deal with them. All right. So once
Okay.
again, Shaka Nulu, do not insult, or anybody else in the chat, do not insult Big J. So respond to me, Big J. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Continue.
Point is though, you know, the word female, for the past for the past recent decades has been has been a has been used as a derogatory term, and a lot of women, you know, a lot of women being called female, and that there's termination, there's a connotations to that term, um outside of its original definition.
Okay, give me some examples
It's
of
like
people
it's like
utilizing, or give me some examples of people utilizing the term female as a derogatory word.
okay, like people using the term female to substitute the word bitch. You know, like the word bitch is mean a female dog. So a lot of people try to substitute that word for bitch. In certain songs. Some people try to uh some of the
Can,
conversations, you know,
can
like
you give me some examples of that though? Give me some examples.
um uh remember the movie Best Men? Remember that? I'm gonna use that term because that's I think that's the best example I can put it out. If you use that movie The Best Man, you remember that movie Best Man, the black movie with all those black actors in it at the time?
You talk with Omar Epps and
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Now I don't know if it's that movie or the one, the Christmas one where
Oh, the best man. You talking about the movie with no with
yeah, okay, but
shoot,
anyway,
Morris Chestnut, right?
right. But there was a
Okay.
scene in the movie when Homeboy wanted to call her bitch, but he kept calling her female. You're a bitter female. This female, this, and you know, maybe it's my upbringing though, wacky, but and part of it is my upbringing, wacky. So I view the word female, just calling women females is somewhat demeaning. Maybe it's my small town upbringing, but I think though, because of that, I have this you know, I really don't, I do see a problem. I do see that as problematic.
But okay.
Based on my upbringing, I see that as problematic.
Okay. This is the thing. Okay. Okay, you gave the example of the movie The Best Man,
Right.
where someone
You
with
want
okay,
to
let me address that. Let me address that.
okay.
When someone, you know, in the scene where someone was about to call a female a bitch, and he ended up calling her a female, right?
Right.
Maybe he was just okay. Someone okay. You might interpret that as him replacing the word bitch with the word female, but still have the same derogatory connotation. But someone else can perceive that as okay, maybe he's not trying to be derogatory. Maybe even as much as he's pissed off, he for a minute controls himself and say, you know what? I'm not going to lower myself to this female's behavior. I'm going to be the more mature one, so I'm not going to curse this female out. Therefore, I'm still going to be cordial and say the word female. Maybe it's that. Or you said in certain hip hop songs, people utilize the word female to replace the word bitch. Big J, come on, man. As me being a hip hop head, come on. That's nonsense, man. We know that. Hold on, Big J. In the hip hop, these rappers are very raw and derogatory as much as they want, and they continue to use the word bitch. Even now, to the point of fact that female rappers are referring to themselves and each other as bitches. Motherfuckers not using the word in hip hop, the word female to replace the word bitch. They're just saying bitch and hoe straight up for the past 25 years, man. But Big J,
Though when it's time to edit the songs for radio consumption, that word female is replacing the word bitch.
Yeah, because to clean up the song and
Right,
that's the record company. That's not the okay, but that's not that okay, but that is done. That is done not to you, not to degrade the female. That is done the opposite to not make females feel degraded. Okay, by saying, you know what, we're going to clean up this song. So we're not going to put this song on the radio with the term bitches and hoes because it might offend too many females. Therefore, we're going to replace by saying females or saying women. That does not mean that people are using, that's not an example of people using the word female in a derogatory manner. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but do you believe in the word? Do you believe in diplomacy, Wacky?
Yes. That's why that's why I don't believe in you. I believe in diplomacy. But let me respond to Pure. Pure says Big J doesn't want to come against you, Wacky. However, when Verba asks you, please don't call me female, you continue because she told you she felt insulted when you did it. You know what? And let me tell you something. Once again, you guys do not get this person. Now I'm not trying to be against Big J neither. You know, but the thing is, what I'm trying to tell you guys is that this female was trying to pick a fight with me regardless. And not only that, the thing is that female is not a derogatory word. Okay, objectively speaking, it is not a derogatory word. So if someone subjectively feel that's derogatory, guess what? Boo hoo. You're not going.
Okay, Wacky. Okay, Wacky. Then let's go by according to your logic. Let's go according to your logic, right? Now let's say though, let's say
hold on. I'm sorry, Big J. But Village Arsonist, please don't come on here insulting people. Please don't come here insulting people, Village Arsonist. You insult people on the panel one more time, I'm going to time you out, dog. But go ahead, Big J. I'm sorry about that.
The thing is though, let's go by your logic, right? And I'm gonna add on what happened after you left. But anyway, according to your logic, let's go by your logic. Well, it's too bad if you don't like the word female. Okay, now let's say a white nationalist comes on the panel, have a discussion with us, right? A white nationalist, a white supremacist, and I've been in white supremacist, white nationalist forums in sectors too.
Hold on, repeat that again, because I accidentally booted myself out. Can you repeat that same stuff again?
Okay, okay. Let's say a white nationalist, a white supremacist, comes on the panel, instead of calling you by your name or refer to you as a man, right? They go ahead and they go ahead and call you they go ahead and call you by calling you negroid, Would you like to be called Negro or wacky?
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. It wouldn't bother me.
But that would bother other people though.
Why? Why would it?
Hold on. You said what?
Why would it?
No. You said what?
I said, wow. Oh, are you speaking to me or are you speaking to somebody else in your background? I think he's speaking to someone else.
No. I'm talking to somebody else. Somebody had to interrupt, but go ahead again.
No, I said I wouldn't. I said I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't care. It wouldn't bother me. But why? But you responded by saying that it would bother other people.
Yes, it would.
Why would it? Why would it?
I mean, if somebody come on there, and I've got to do this short because somebody is bothering you right now. If somebody called you Negro, I would see that as offensive. These colored folks, this. I bet you a lot of black people would be offended if some white person or somebody else come on there and talking about colored folks. Even when David Carroll call people you Negroes, well that will be offensive. And you know what? I have to cut this short. I might be back in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so we can continue this. So anyway.
All right. So, all right, man. All right. So hopefully you're able to come back.
All right.
I'll still be here for a while.
Okay. All right then.
All right.
All right. Then, bye.
Peace. Yeah, but obviously, see, this is the thing though. Even if other so-called black people would be offended if they spoke to a white nationalist or a so-called white supremacist, and that white nationalist or white supremacist referred to them as a Negro or Negroid. But that's the thing. See, I'm not that much of an emotional person. I mean, I'm passionate and stuff like that, but I'm the type of person, I don't let words like that bother me. As a matter of fact, from certain people, I expect certain people to utilize certain words. So if I'm having a conversation with a so-called white supremacist or a so-called white nationalist, in the back of my mind, I'm expecting that person to use certain words to try to offend me, try to piss me off. But the point is, what's going on, bro? But the point is to not let it bother you, because sometimes some people would come and say certain words to try to get the best out of you, to try to take you off your square, so now you can be distracted from the actual argument. But go ahead, Ronan. Go ahead, bro.
It's good to be here, man. It was good with you, man.
Chilling, man. Chilling. It was good. Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand this whole bout of selective outrage, because again, it's like a lot of us have been called all kind of crazy things, niggas, nif-nods, all kind of goofy stuff. But you have to pay attention to what you answer to. So,
Exactly.
I mean, it's like in the military, we call certain people shitbirds, and again, it goes by how you carry yourself, your conduct, what you say and do, because you've earned that title. But the whole thing about male, female, okay. I mean, I'm sitting there tripping on that. People are like doing this conflict, context war type of thing. There's other far worse things that you could be called. And plus, you're putting value into something that shouldn't have value, personally.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's so funny? That most likely this female that got offended by me calling her a female, 9 times out of 10, in her birth certificate, it says that she was born a female. So if she has a problem with that, the nerve. So if she really have a problem with that term, she needs to smack the local government in the face in her local area. Okay.
Yeah.
And demand that they change her gender to woman instead of female in her birth certificate. Okay. if she really felt that way. Like what I was trying to say, I don't know if you, in that stream, I might even put a link in that stream and show you guys a timestamp. In that stream, what I was trying to tell Big J was that she was really just trying to pick a fight with me. And this same individual has a history of coming on panels to trying to pick fights with people. That's really what it was. And she was trying to look for a reason to fight with me. That's why she came with that bullshit about don't call me female, call me a woman. Come on, man.
But we have to be honest with ourselves. Every dude is not a man, and not every female is a woman. We talking about your actions, how you act accordingly out here. And there's a lot of grown ass kids, both male and female, who want titles that they have not earned. That's right. So let me address Pure Butterfly Spirit before I get to King of Lions. Pure Butterfly says female isn't offensive to me. However, if it was offensive to Verbal, why use it on her, Wacky? Pure, you ask a question after the answer has already been given to you. I'm not even going to cater to that. Go ahead, King of Lions Z45. Go ahead.
Yo. It's been a while, but yeah, I heard what's going on. What's up, Ronan? What's going on? What's going on, Wacky? What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, King of Lions? What's up?
Oh, just been busy with life, man. I did stream on my main channel a couple of days ago. I even streamed midnight because something came up exactly. Emergency, but it was dealing with my woman. But yeah, like I've been hearing this stuff. It's like this mess is ridiculous, man. Get offensive over dumb stuff? Are you kidding me? You act like a dope. Like, damn, act your age. What the fuck? I'm sorry, but it need to be said. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, look who's here. Damn, Lawrence Guy. Damn. Shalom, Lawrence.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom. It's like, for example, now Lawrence Guy, being that we come from the same community, which is the Hebrew Israelite community, technically speaking, we don't refer to ourselves as black people. That's why you hear me say so-called black people, right? Because that's a title, and even King of Lions, right? That's a label that we're given that we don't consider ourselves as. I consider my true ethnicity to be a Hebrew Israelite. But when someone else, listen, like a Ronin, will turn around and call me a black man, I'm not getting mad at that. Because I know that Ronin called me a black man, he's not utilizing it. Because he does not have bad intent when utilizing it. He comes on here on good faith. And I came on the panel in good faith. But this person was trying to have a fight with me. That's it. But go ahead, Lawrence. Go ahead. What's up?
Well, wasn't King of Lions here first?
Yeah, but I think he already said what he had to say. But King of Lions, but King of Lions, is there something else you would like to say? Look at that cat.
Oh yeah. Like I heard the discussion you and Big J was happening. Like, and man, there's some crazy stuff happening. But like, it's always something going on with somebody. Go and get offensive with somebody else says. It's like, really, you get offensive over words? What the fuck? Like, damn, sad. It's pathetic. But same time, I mean, me and you like weird slights. Yeah, Lauren. Because I don't call myself the word that people say white and all that stuff. No, I just call by my ancestors. So I ain't not say shalom in a while, but I should start doing that to people.
Yeah. But Lawrence God, what you have to say? What is that you have to say, Lawrence?
Well, first, shalom to you. It's been a minute, brother.
Shalom.
And shalom to the panel, shalom to everybody in the chat. Well wishes and best for everybody. I just started listening, and I think and you and I have talked about this before. I think the issue is that people refuse to understand and accept the true meaning of words. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
A female is what you were born as, point blank, no ifs, ands, or buts. A woman is something you mature into. A lady is something that's based on your actions. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay. And so when you run into a female who seems to have a problem with that phrase, then she's pretty much clarified for you that she doesn't want to be treated as the other two.
Boom. Exactly. Boom.
Did I get did I get it?
Hey,
You got it. You hit it in the nail. You hit it in the nail.
Okay. All right.
You got. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with that said, my brother MOT has walked into the room. So if it's all right with you, I will defer the floor to him. So
all right. He got the floor, and after MOT will be Ronan. So welcome, MOT. How you doing?
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on, Ron? What's going on? Lawrence. What's the other? What's that? Sigma?
no, that's
That's
Ronan
right.
and the
King Alliance. King Alliance.
Okay, King Alliance. What's going on, man? Yeah, it's just that I ran into a debate where I was actually talking on BMT's panel, and this stuff was happening real time, and people thought that I was gonna blow up on the dude, but I was destroying him with the actual conversation because he couldn't talk about the issue. So he started doing all these other things. I'm like, man, I expect MOT to get back. I'm like, no, I got this dude in the corner, and the only person who wanted to take the priority to, well, that person should be respecting you. I'm like, I don't expect respect out of these dudes. I do expect for you to know about the issue that you're actually talking about, and if this is your only deflection tactic, then I got you. Like I don't really care about. I mean, it just shows that they just don't have the level of decorum, and they choose that, right? But they know if they go in public saying that type of stuff that you're not going to be able to get away with that for long. Somebody's going to remind you what time it is before you have to remind them what time it is. So,
Correct. Go ahead, Ronan.
and I definitely agree that, and I refer to it as verbal jujitsu. Like again, it's like in the conversation we talking about. Are we staying on context now? If you start doing the whole sign language, shame, insults, guilt, and need to be right, then already you've lost the argument. And plus, you teach other people not to take you seriously from that point on. You have to earn your place back again, be it male or female. I guess I'm shaming again, but that's how you take it. Again, we're talking about having dialogue. What is the point of the conversation we're having? And if it is an argument, or you know how to trigger certain things, it's all about knowing yourself and the situation you're in. That's just my personal opinion.
Correct. And with this whole, it's see, it's like a lot of people don't realize that some people just have an agenda to pick fights with certain individuals. That's really what it is, So that's so when people deflect, or people just trying to start something with you over some petty issue, it's really because they really have an offense against you, but trying to find a way to have an argument, all while playing the victim role at the same time. And that's what this person did after I left. This person was interrupting while I was speaking. I exited the panel, then played the victim and claimed that I was trying to start a fight with her because I would not call her a woman. I would call her a female, or just utilize the word female in general. It's so stupid. This is what, no offense against Big J, but this is what Big J and Pure Butterfly on the panel is not realizing. This person's intent on coming on the panel was to just trying to start conflict, and she has a history of doing so. And she's not getting that. But King Alliance have the mic, have the floor afterwards. After is Lawrence Guy, and then MOT, and then we circle it back to Ronan. Go ahead, King Alliance. What you got to say?
I got to say is people get offended by words, because yes, words has powerful meaning and stuff. But if you're being sensitive and think people just being disrespectful towards you, is starting a fight over nonsense. Who's the one being the sorry one, the pathetic person at the end? The person who starts it and gets offensive over every little thing instead of analyzing and understanding, like, okay, maybe I should look at myself in the mirror before I say something, stop saying ignorant things and stupid things. And that's what a lot of people say to do. So that person you mentioned about, you see, like, he has a history of doing that. And it's sad and pathetic. So now she takes on you or Big J exactly and try to make you look like y'all the bad guys. But actually, you didn't start nothing. So karma's gonna be a bitch for her.
No, she was not. She was not attacking Big J. She was just attacking me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That she gets offended because you call her female. It's like, well, that's what you was born as. So if you get offended by that, means that you're not being yourself. You just try to play and try to pretend to be somebody else.
Yeah.
Sad.
And once again, if she's so offended by that word, I challenge her to, edit her birth certificate. I suggest her edit her driver's license. Her driver's license don't say woman when it comes to gender. It says F, which stands for female.
Exactly.
Unless she's really not a female. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But that's for another that's for another topic. I don't know. But go ahead, Lawrence. You got the floor.
No, I mean, there's nothing I can disagree with. Like I said, I pretty much summed it up in my first statement. It's just from my experience on panels, I just don't talk to them. I just don't address them, regardless. There's a female, woman, lady, whatever on the panel. I just don't address them. I just don't. And 9 times out of 10, they'll start getting upset because I'm not responding or what have you may. But when the stream is all said and done, the only thing they can say is he didn't talk to me. They can't say I called him anything. They can't say I said something that got them fired up. Whatever it is, man. I mean, it's the same thing we all know. Every generation, we've all heard it. You know what I'm saying? From those younger to us to those older than us, man. You can't win with them. You just can't. Whether it's a conversation, whether you just can't win. So the best thing to do is not engage. And as I've said many a times before, there's no greater weapon to piss a woman off than to ignore her. Because well, I mean, they live for validation and attention, and when you don't give it, I mean, seriously, that's the greatest weapon you got. Just ignore them.
That's true. That's the ultimate weapon. And when you said you can't win with them, I see it a different way. I see it as you can't lose with them because they automatically lose the moment they open their mouth and say some immature stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And I got to be honest. I do disagree with that assumption. I do. I agree with that 100%. It's like they wake up in the morning and they just want to lose, just right out the gate. It's like they get up, they put their feet on the floor and go, boom, I got to lose for today. If for no other reason, to go back to what you said earlier, to scream out, look at me, I'm a victim, I'm a martyr, give me. I mean, because there's no other real reason to do that outside of just being outright lazy.
Right. Exactly. So
I mean, if there's anybody who disagrees, I'm more than willing to hear it. But I think we nailed it pretty much as is.
Yeah, we have. So yeah. So Ronan, you got the floor. You got it. Mic is yours.
Well, I look at it's like it's a lack of discernment in most cases. Again, it's like you start wondering, what is this person's agenda when we have certain conversations? Where is this person going? And again, what are you putting value to that's being said to you, about you, or even the conversation? So if you don't have any value than yourself, of course, you're going to put weight on something that doesn't apply, which goes into, certain areas. We have insults. I've called some guys who are acting trans-masculine, and because they got offended, it made it all the more funny because they added value to it. Now, if you're not that guy, either you do verbal sparring or just like, all right, whatever, and then move on. But again, we've learned that early in school. When you took certain things to heart, like even if it wasn't true, you only added value to it, and you pay the consequences for that.
Exactly. Which goes back to the time of my video. Words only mean something only if you allow it. Words only mean something if you allow it. So if you allow the term female, which was never made to be a derogatory term to offend you, that's on you. That's your issue. But Lawrence has something to say. Lawrence, you got the floor, and afterwards it's King of Lion Z45.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, the word female in and of itself is nothing but a scientific term. I mean, until science became predominant, everything was a woman. But I mean, it's just a nomenclature to describe a particular sect or gender or whatever we're calling it nowadays. But now you see why I haven't been here for a while. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Right.
I mean, man, come on. I mean, you got to have better things well, there are no things to really fight about. I don't know, brother. I hadn't seen you in a while. I wanted to come see you. That's all I got.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, and I appreciate that. Man. Thank you for coming on, man. You know, it's been a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like you said, the term female, it's a scientific term. So you're going to get upset at a scientific term? You're going to get upset at that? That's almost like someone being upset at the term melanin. Isn't that a scientific term? Melanin or melanated? So yeah, man. So hold on. Lion Z40, King of Lions got the floor next, and afterwards will be Ronan. Go ahead, King of Lions.
All right. I mean, she got offended over that. It's like every name, whether it's male, female, whatever, woman or man, has a powerful meaning, and it has a spiritual meaning. So if people like that are ignorant, they don't even know what the meaning even means. Straight up. You know, it's not just words. It's words has power, also has a spiritual meaning behind it. And a lot of, like that person you mentioned about that female, exactly, she don't even know what it means. Like, so she's just living ignorance. And it's sad too. It's pathetic, but at the same time, it's like educate yourself before running your mouth.
No, King of Lions. The thing is, she was just trying to find a reason to start a fight with me. That's all it was.
So she's a narcissist.
I just think she's crazy. So I don't know if she's specifically a narcissist. I don't know her like that, but you know, that's something that Big J, XXX, and others don't get. But yeah, she was just trying to start something with me. But go ahead, King of Ronan. Excuse me, Ronan. I'm sorry. My bad. Go ahead, Ronan.
No, this whole thing is like, if you are offended by a female, then you honestly believe, it has me to believe that you believe femininity is a curse. In my head. And then too, I start thinking about, if you're offended by that, something that's minor, then I have to question your level of education that you've acquired. If you're gonna take something that minor out of context, then I got many questions, and I like, you know what? Let me stay over here and watch the stupidity manifest. But hey, do your thing.
Right. Right. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Well, I just had a moment, and I think we're missing something important here as well. If we really look at it, it might be that it never had anything to do with her being upset about female. It could be that she's upset you didn't call her queen or goddess.
You know what I gotta say about hey, wait a minute. You know what I gotta say about that? Hold up.
What's up? Exactly.
No, hey, look, Oni, I agree with you, man. I'm just pointing out a concept. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, so. No, I understand, but you do
understand, but you do understand where my frame of thinking is going, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Because it honestly could be that she probably didn't even give a damn about female. She probably just upset she wasn't called queen or goddess. That's a serious possibility.
And Lawrence, to respond to that, I'll respond with the words of one great lyricist called Cannabis. I'm the illest nigga alive. Watch me prove it. I'll snatch your crown with your head still attached to it. I ain't calling nobody on here no damn queen or goddess. All right,
hey, man, look, you ain't gonna get nobody disagree with you.
Well, what I want to say is, like, people want to talk about context. There are some individuals that have selective outrage when they're called a throat goddess or an anal queen or things of that nature. So again, what do you want? What do you want to do? It is what it is.
It does what it does.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Mother made them, motherfuck them.
Yeah, exactly. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, don't call me female. And you know what's so funny? Because Pure was on the comment section talking about. Well, anyway, I'm not even going to cater to that. No disrespect towards Pure. Pure, I'm cool. I'm cool with you, Pure Butterfly Spirit. But right now, I'm just not. I'm not entertaining what you had to say. I was about to respond to something that you said. Forget it. Fuck that. But
Nah,
yeah,
I saw that shit. Nah,
yeah.
don't even.
Yeah. Go ahead, Only the Ghost. You got something to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard what happened, and I'm just sitting here like, okay, this is your man's. You see that your man's is getting attacked, and why are you not stepping in as the host by putting your guest in check on one of your peoples? Like, I don't understand that shit at all.
Thank you.
Like, I'm lost.
Thank you, Oni. And that was, and you hit a great point, because that was really my ultimate problem. My ultimate problem was Big J, being the host of the panel, did not properly did not properly moderate the panel and tell her to stop interrupting me. You see how I moderate my panels? When me and Big J had a one-on-one and there was two people assaulting Big J, I nipped that shit in the bud right away. You know what I'm saying? I make sure that anybody that's a guest on my panel is going to be comfortable and come on here without being disrespected. And especially with Big J, I make sure that whenever he comes to my panel, he don't get disrespected. And I expect that same in return when I come on other people's panel. Just respect. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like me. But if I come on the panel, just show me, just have some goddamn courtesy. We always raised with that. Most of us, some of us, I don't know. I like to believe that we always raised knowing how to show courtesy to other people. And you don't have to like a person in order to be courteous. Just show mutual respect. And even if a person disagrees with me, dislikes me, didn't like what I have to say, just be respectful to not interrupt me while I'm speaking. Because I was trying to make a whole different point. She kept on interrupting me. And Big J, being the host of the panel, was nowhere to be around when I told her, hey, listen, tell this person to stop interrupting me. I don't know what happened. Maybe he was not on his computer at that specific time. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, no one stopped her from interrupting me. So I decided to leave. Oh, shit. No, damn. What the fuck?
Nah, it's all
My
good.
fault.
But come on.
Now, I meant to put you in the solo layout. That's what I meant to do.
Come on. Really? He was away from his computer.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, windmilling for some vanilla cake.
Well, hold on. Well, yeah, we're not. Yeah. We're not gonna go there. Big J's my boy, though. He my man, though. He my man. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. But it's damn, man. It's like, damn, bro.
You guys with y'all mean faces. You guys with y'all mean faces,
bro. Like, really?
Yeah.
You could have just had her in the backstage. Like, all that could have been dealt with.
Yeah. And I don't even expect him to throw it backstage. Just come in and say, hey, listen, don't interrupt him. Let him finish speaking. That's it. That's all.
Point blank.
And I would have still been. And if he did that, I would have still been on the panel, contributing to the conversation until I felt like leaving. You know what I'm saying? We could have had a good, nice, productive conversation. But go ahead, Lawrence. Go ahead. And after Lawrence will be King of Lions. After King of Lions will be Ronin. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like I said a few minutes ago, man, there's a reason I left the space. The screaming and yelling at each other, the lack of courtesy, the rudeness. When I'm in your house, it's your house, and I consider a channel to be your house. So whatever rules you lay down is the rules that I have to abide by. There's no debating it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And there seems to be this incredible lack of basic courtesy that let somebody finish their statement. I mean, you're ready to tear down or attack whatever they're saying, and they haven't even gotten to the conclusion of the point, only to find out when they get to the conclusion of the point, you agree with them, and you did all that yelling for nothing. I don't just put that on the guests. I put that on the host too, because that's the host's responsibility. It's like if all of you came to my house right now to hang out for a minute, it's my job to make sure you're not disrespected. It's my job to make sure, you know what I'm saying, nobody ridicules you, whatever have you may. Like you said, we can disagree on stuff, but being an ass, that's not part of the plan. It's not part of the agenda. So, and like I said, that's one of the reasons why I left. I mean, I left in June. I have not been back, with the exception of your channel and 3 others, man. And they have nothing to do with women or manosphere or none of that stuff. That's it. That's it. I only go where everybody's respectful to each other, where everybody can have a conversation, civil discourse. You know what I mean? It's just bad. And like I said, it falls on both sides. It falls on the guests and it falls on the host for not correcting that guest. I mean, it's like you said, we all got the same training. I don't care if you're from Chicago, New York, California, Africa, whatever. We all got the same training, basic common courtesy. We all got taught that. So there's no excuse for it. I mean, you know, it's with the exception of you just want to be that kind of ass. That's it.
Exactly. Go ahead, King of Lion Z45, and afterwards we'll be Ronin. Okay.
The person who started drama with you is stupid. The other person who had control of the panel could have just told that person straight up, like, if you don't stop and put you backstage, I'm gonna kick you off the panel. But they didn't do that. So it's just nothing more than a messed up classic book of bullshit, and it's stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't even expect Big J to throw a hole for the panel. You know, I'm not the type of person that's going to even tell a host to throw somebody off the panel. But I'll tell a host that if someone's being disrupted, hey, I told those, hey man, you told this person to not interrupt me. You know, but Ronan, I want Ronan to have his words afterwards, and afterwards, I have to drop you guys backstage and have me and Big J continue our one-on-one. So, Ronan, you got anything to say? Go ahead.
Well, this is what I want to say. Like, this is why the space is the way it is. There's a lack of appreciation for system, order, and structure. And when you have healthy dialogue, learn how to respect a person's voice and time. Then you're able to get things done. But when you don't, you get the goofiness you get out here. You get people who get a sense of illusion of power behind the panel. They'll mute people. They'll basically have destroy a person's freedom of speech to express themselves. And that's where all the contempt comes from. So, which is why I broke certain things down with the whole blame, shame, and explain niche market. I put 2 quick categories, and I got a video coming out tonight on that one. One was Ashy Dick Analytics, and then the other one was called about Sneaky Dildo Statistics.
Oh shit! I'm gonna stay tuned. Stay tuned to that. Oh man. So okay. So are you done, Ronan? I'm sorry.
Well, the thing is, like, with those 2, that's why we keep having this nonsensical gender war, or not agenda war, that's going on between both men and women. The thing is, like, if you have healthy dialogue between men and women, we can bridge certain gaps, we can eliminate certain problems, and we can move ourselves forward as a space. But until then, this will be an internet battle royal bullshit, personally. And this is where we're gonna stay mired in. And then you got people like, brothers like Lawrence and others who don't see any solid benefit in the space, and they'll venture off to something more constructive. So that's where we have to keep maintaining things like this, the system, order, and structure. What I've always respected from you since day one. This needs to be widespread in the space.
Most definitely. And before I have this one-on-one with Big J, only the ghost, is there anything else you would like to say?
No. I said what I had to say.
Yeah. All right, guys. Peace out, man. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna continue having this one-on-one with Big J. So I'll throw y'all. Oh, go ahead, Lawrence.
I'm sorry. Could I just say something to Ronan real quick before I go?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Yeah. First of all, I love the way you put that down. Real shit. I love the way you put that down. Now, I know you were military, right? Okay, so was I.
Marine Corps.
Now,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I did 2 years Marine, 4 years Army. So yeah, okay, you know what I'm talking about. So what I'm about to say, you'll understand, and probably I think everybody will, but specifically to you. The thing is, with the ability to have discourse and the ability to have a conversation and the ability to accept people's different points of view, you and I have a fundamental understanding when it comes to the honor system, because from our perspective, we gave our time, our blood, and our sweat to protect this country for everybody to have that opportunity. So for us to turn around and take it from somebody makes no sense. It literally goes against the grain of who we are and what we've been trained to do. And I just went, and that's why I just wanted to tell you, I love the way you put that down. That was good. I enjoyed that.
Thanks. Same here, man. Solid.
And Lawrence, if you haven't subscribed to Ronan, you have to subscribe to his channel. He got a good channel, man. Ronan, if you don't mind, put the link of your channel in the chat. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if Lawrence Guy haven't already subscribed to you, but if he haven't, you know, make sure he has the opportunity to do so. So put the link to your channel in the chat. All right. So thank you for you guys for coming up. Thank you, Ronan, King of Lions Z45, and of course, always Lawrence Guy, you know, shalom. Man of Tomorrow, and Oni the one, you know, but Oni the ghost. But all right. So all right, shalom, guys. Shalom, yeah. All right, peace. All right. All right. What's up, Big J? All right. So we're going to have this one-on-one again. And once again, for all you people that's watching in the chat, for all you people that's on the chat watching, please do not insult my guest. Please don't. If you do, I'll time you out. But what up? Go ahead, continue on what you were saying last time, Big J.
Yeah, listen. Maybe the disconnect is based upon how I was raised, where I was raised at. I'm not from the inner city, and certain things, you know, I just don't, you know, I'm not accustomed to just calling women bitches and hoes or strags or that just on the sole strength on GEP. You know, I just don't do that. I don't just call women females on GEP. So that's where I'm coming from though. What wacky? That's where I'm coming from. And to the person who said though I'm windmilling for yellow cake or for white cake, nigga, shut the fuck up. That woman, I count her as family. You saw her, you saw assaulting me. That's the way I see it. But anyway, go ahead, wacky. That's how I see it, the wacky.
Yeah, and you know what? Even though the person who made that comment, that's my boy, but you know, I don't co-sign to that comment. So yeah, so that's why I had to check that shit right away, man. So yeah, but anyhow, but the thing is, at the end of the day, this is where I come from. I come from the perspective that female is an objective term. So if it's used objectively, which is almost always used objectively, therefore it's not offensive. It's not offensive. And the whole point, the fact is that, oh, hell no. You ain't, there was a certain person, yo, listen, right now in this panel, it's only me and Big J. I don't want anyone else to come on the panel right now. Me and Big J, we're having the one-on-one. That's the reason why, you know, the other brothers that was here left. So I don't want anyone else to come on the panel right now. All right. So, yeah. So the thing is, the word female is an objective term. It was not created, and most people that use it do not use it to offend anyone. And not only that, Big J, like I was saying earlier in the stream, I don't know if you caught on to it, is that this female, what it seems to me is that this specific female was trying to pick a fight with me. Therefore, she was trying to find a reason to try to fight with me while playing the victim card. And this is what she did with me using the word female instead of woman.
Well. If you would have stayed on longer, me and her got into it, but it never went to that level. No, why? You know, and no. And at the end, she said after me and her got into it later on in the live stream, she said this why I respect you, Big J, because you never went to that level. I didn't went to a certain point with her, even though I destroyed her points.
I mean,
So
I never went to a certain level with her neither. I left afterwards.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I exited. I left.
yeah. But if you'd have watched it at the end, and when me and her got into it, she never went out of pocket with me when I disagreed with her points.
Because she did not have. I don't care. No disrespect, Big J. I don't care. I mean, her intent, or initially when I was on there, is to attack me.
Well, if the point was to cause a scene, why didn't she cause a scene with me first?
Like I said before, her point was to attack me. That's what I said before. Her intent was not to attack you. Her intent was to attack me. Now, whatever happened between you and her, that's between you and her. I have no say. Now, I don't have an opinion on that.
Yeah, the point I'm trying to make to you is, sometimes it's so I try to meet people halfway. Okay, and that's why niggas in the chat room calling me all sorts of simps and shit, because I'm willing to meet people halfway. And put my ego and my pride to the side just for a few minutes, just to see where that person is coming from. That's where I come. That's my perspective. I put my pride and ego to the side. And
Okay.
I'm trying to go ahead.
No, finish up.
No, go ahead. And that's how me and her settled. We disagreed, went on our separate ways.
Yeah. Well, whatever your relationship is with her, or your friendship is with her, that's between you and her. I am not expecting you to burn any bridges with this female because of some shit that happened between me and her. I'm not even that type of person. I'm the type of person that if I have an issue with someone, that's between me and that person. But my issue with you, Big J, is ultimately is when she kept on interrupting. And I was like, Big J, can you tell her to stop interrupting? And I said it, I think I said it about twice, and I didn't hear any response. And then she just kept on interrupting me. So my thing with you is that I felt that you, as the host of the panel, you did not properly moderate the panel and tell her to stop interrupting me. That's all I wanted, really.
Yeah, but at the beginning of the live stream, didn't I say though, I'm gonna be in and out, because I said that during the beginning live stream, because I was having Wi-Fi problems. And then I was taking care of some business outside of what was going on when out last night, because I was called away a couple of times.
Okay,
your phone ringing in the background. That's why I left. I left for like 5-10 minutes.
Okay, well, I didn't know you left at that specific time. I was aware that you was outside of your home when you did that stream, but I was not aware at that specific time that you was out of your computer. So, hey,
I left. I went outside to take care of something, and even though I can hear y'all, I was outside the house.
Okay,
and I even said that when I was I even said that when at the beginning of the live stream.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say, Big J, is that I understand that you said that, but of course, you said that, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to know specifically at a specific point in time that you're off of the computer somewhere. I did not know that. I did not know that. I just didn't hear a response back. So I said, at the end of the day, there's no reason for me to continue being in this panel, so I just left. So if you was off your computer at that specific time, then my bad. Bad. But either way, I was still going to leave, because there was no point for me to continue being on the panel with her interrupting and trying to start something with me. There was no point for me to remain on the panel.
And guess what? And last night, though, I was hoping for you to come back last night, and I felt offended. I felt slighted when you made that live stream last night after you left. I was still hoping for you to come back last night, and hash it out on my channel. And then what really pissed me off is what George and Hammer said, talking about all these women saying, well, I saw that comment George and Hammer made saying, oh, all these women believe all these men are evil. That's not what they said. They say anything about men being evil. They ain't say nothing about. They say men on here. They said men on here. What applies it on YouTube? Me having known Pure personally, Jersey Hammer, you wrong for doing that bullshit.
You know what, Jersey Hammer, if you're still here and
you're
able to come on the panel and give your point of view, give your side of the story.
Because that was a lie. Nobody say anything about all men are evil. They're talking about the men on here. They're talking about see, like people want to take words out of people's context. Like I said, words do matter. If people said men on here, they're not talking about all men. They're talking about men on here. And like I said, and like what Pierre was talking about, she would talk about her husband, right? And she talking about in when she said she never said anything bad about her husband. So if men are all bad, wouldn't she talk shit about her husband or her ex-husband?
So, but Big J, she did Pure Butterfly on your stream last night did make a point that leaned to her speaking about, to her saying something derogatory about the male gender in general, in which she said something to the sense that society has been male. I'm just paraphrasing what she was saying. That's not what she said verbatim. I'm just paraphrasing that society has been ruled by males or by masculinity for thousands of years.
It's true.
And there's still no progress. So in a way, that someone can perceive that as her disrespecting the male gender.
But it's true. If you, it's true.
It's not true. And I prove that it was not true in the panel. But go ahead.
Most of your leaders, if you actually look up the 10,000 years in human civilization, it's always have been male run. And what she was talking in the context of what BGS was saying, because BGS was on his bullshit, and the problem is though y'all she was responding what BGS was saying.
Nah, I disagree. She was saying, hold on, before Jersey Hammer speak. Nah, I disagree with that. She was making a general statement. And the thing is, although it's true, hold on, Big J. Although it's true that this world has been male dominated for thousands and thousands of years, but what she ultimately said that can be looked upon to be derogatory is she said there have been made no progress have been made as a result of society being male dominated for thousands of years. So someone, hold on, Big J, hold on, I'm not done. So someone can perceive that as her stating that the male gender is not competent enough to rule society, being that there has been no progress. And the thing is, that statement is not true. And I prove that statement is not true because I told her, I said, what about the rights that females in today's society have? That's a result of a predominantly male-dominated government putting laws to give females quote unquote equal rights. So that's a sign of progress by the male-dominated society. So that totally shuts down our whole argument.
But here's where you wrong at, because at the same time you sit there and quasi shitted on her talking point, because women did fought for their rights, and you kind of went ahead and dismissed that on GEP status. Women had.
No, I did not. No, that's not true.
When you said that, when you said that, she was talking about women did fought for their own rights, which is a true statement. And then though it seems though you did dismiss that when you came back around and said, well, men was the one that gave women the rights when it was unpopular back in the 19 post World War II. No, not post World War I, when women had received the right to vote in 1919. The year was 1920.
Big J, I never dismissed or shitted on that. Even in my stream that I made last night as a result of what happened on your stream, I even acknowledged and agreed that yes, there were feminists who did fight for quote unquote equal rights for males and for females, right? I agree with that. So I never shitted on that. It's just that, and when I was going to respond, agreeing that there were feminist activists who did help the fight for equal rights for females. But hold on, Big J. But I was being interrupted by the female who was offended that I used the word female once again. So it didn't even get to that point where y'all could even hear me say I agree with that. But at the end of the day, even though there were activists who did fight for equal rights for females, at the end of the day, it was the male-dominated society that was the final decision maker in saying, okay, we're going to give you females these rights. We're going to put this law down, and that law down, and that law down. So once again, it destroys her talking point in saying that there have been no progress when it comes to thousands and thousands of years of male rulership. But I'm going to let Jersey Hammer speak, because Jersey Hammer been waiting patiently for a minute, man. So what's up, Jersey?
Yeah, as far as my comment about the all being evil, that's where I got it from, was exactly what Wacky was talking about when she made the statement about we've had thousand years of male-dominated society and no progress has been made. And, you know, then the fact of totally dismissing, and then the idea of dismissing the fact, you know, we've always been fighting. The fine fight. Was there, did they go to storm the Capitol, beat the shit out of Woodrow Wilson and get that right to vote? Or did they appeal to Woodrow Wilson, who at that time needed the female vote because he was probably going to get kicked out of the freaking office because of his involvement in World War I, which most Americans did not want to be in?
First of all, Wacky, if you actually study the first wave of feminism, a lot of violence was a lot of women have portrayed violence on men. There was a woman named Molly. What's the name? The one that went in these saloons and smashed up all those saloons. That she was a feminist. The first governor, the first U.S. governor out of Georgia, which was a woman, she was a violent woman. So you know she was doing the rights for women for votes, and she was a violent woman. So
all right, I'll concede.
Let Big J hold on, Jersey. Let Big J finish. Let Big J finish.
You see, like y'all see the problem with this space is that the problem with this space, right, is that people use bumper sticker arguments or certain words that are that's heavily misconstrued and is regurgitating itself over and over and over again. And like that word feminist, I'm not threatened by the word feminist. I used to be threatened by that term feminist. I'm not no longer until I actually learn and read up read up on something that I was used to be against. Until I read up on the history of it, I'm no longer. I can understand, why women are saying why this.
You got 30 seconds, Big J. 30 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay, feminists. I don't have a problem with feminists either. I believe that the fact that a sperm cell met an egg cell and created a human being, that human being has the right to determine how they are governed.
Okay.
2. You're playing the game of generalizing me into the same category.
Hold on. Let Jersey speak. Let Jersey finish speaking. Let Jersey finish.
2, you're generalizing me into the same category as like the gravel-faced jackass from California and his fucking laughing hyena friend and the dumbass brainless. You're categorizing me into that same lane as them, which I take high offense to. 3, my main problem, Big J, my main concern is since you've been having this major major war with the manosphere, you have not, in my mind, you have not been consistent in standards as it pertains to how men do things and how women do things. You expect men to just have this always logical, chivalrous code of honor, but women can go buck wild. If I'm supposed to have a code of honor, God damn it, that woman's supposed to have a level of a code of honor too. That's all I'm saying.
Well, based upon how I was treated in this space, fuck it. I really, based on how I treated by most of these niggas on this space, fuck them. That's what that's the reason why though I'm not being even killed, based on how I was treated in this space. That Eric Cross mindset since you brought that punk ass nigga, that punk ass out of California, that punk ass gravel voice, mumbling must. He's part of the reason why I'm against that bitch ass nigga. Okay, because he's the main one that wants respect, but then be disrespectful at the same time. How is that supposed to work, Jersey? How is it supposed to work? And the problem is though, Jersey, it seemed though, man, you had a personal problem with her. For the past 2 weeks. That was my thing about you, because the way man, you were coming hard at her. I'm like, why are you coming hard at her for? She ain't talking about you. She talking about them. See, me and her had the same problem with those individuals out of California.
Like there's an expectation of using language on my side to limit scope, I expect the same level of language to limit scope from the other direction. The times that I've had my disagreements with Pure was when I did not see that limits of scope, where, that like I use terms like majority, significant number. If I'm trying to make a point about, if I'm making a generalized critique or commentary, I do that for a reason, because I don't want to encompass all. Yeah. And there's an expectation, especially from the female side of this equation, that all men are supposed to limit their scope of things. And I'm trying to, I do my damnedest to respect that. All I ask is that the same level of trying their damnedest to respect that I do, the other side does too.
Big J, you made an interesting point a few minutes ago. You said based on the way you've been treated by certain people in this space, you're not about quote unquote even kill. That's interesting.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Based on Shaka Zulu and them in this chat room, you think, and they are the majority in this space. That same mentality. You think will be even killed? Hell no.
But Big J, what about for people like me and Jersey who would come on your panel and we don't act like that? That would be unfair to not be even killed if we come on your panel, get disrespected by a female, and it's like nothing's done about that. It's like, even though, okay, I get it, because even me as a member of this space, I've been disrespected by a lot of people in this space. And I'm one of the people that created this motherfucker, right? So I've been disrespected also. But at the same time, I'm still going to keep a level of balance and make sure that anyone that come on my panel isn't disrespected. It's still order and structure that is needed. And I have to agree with Jersey Hammer, because what it seems like on your panels is that males have to have this chivalrous code of honor, and that the females can act whichever way they want. I see that too.
Really?
Yes.
Really? But how many times though I kick women off my panel, Jersey? I mean, Wacky.
Well, I've only seen it one time when with real life in cyberspace.
Real life in cyberspace.
I don't know any other times when.
Okay, well, let me name you the women. Pure Butterfly Spirit, I did it to her. Even though she was my co-host, I did that. That that to Curious. I did that to Mela. I did that to Bomb Cherry. I did that to that bitch ass Danini. Okay. So I can name you the list of women who I bounced off my channel, and I can back it up. See, thinking I can share my shit back up every time when I did it. The problem is though, some people on here are new. They don't know shit. They don't know shit about me. They don't know my certain relationships with certain people on here, on why though I'm somewhat apprehensive on because of based on how people are in this space. In Jersey, you need to understand that in Jersey. And here's another thing you need to understand. She said people on here, men on here. See, the word is on here. You seem though you also forgot about that, Jersey.
Am I not a man on here?
Men on
Boom.
here. That's implying the manosphere. She was talking about the manosphere, the men in this space. So why? So I'm not hurt by it. So why are you? When she talking about the manosphere, the men on here.
It's not a matter. It's not a matter of being hurt.
Let Big J finish. Let Big J finish.
It's called context. It's called context. When somebody says on here, they're talking about the internet. What goes on?
Let me say something. I'm sorry to interrupt. People on the panel. How many times have I have to say to not insult the people? No, excuse me. People in the chat. People who are on the chat right now. How many times do I have to say to not insult any of my guests on the panel? It's one thing to disagree with a person's comment or a person's statement, but it's another thing for you to insult someone on the panel. I told y'all to stop insulting people on the panel. Like, listen, dude, only the ghosts. You say something insulting one more time, I'm gonna have to put you on timeout. All right, go ahead, Big J. Continue.
Everybody will accuse me of being selective outrage. Well, guess what? So be it. I'm gonna be on select outrage based on the bullshit. I see some of y'all, most of y'all in this space, y'all want to have your cake and eat it too. And knowing the history of the manosphere, that's what most of y'all want. Y'all want to have your cake and eat it too. Y'all want respect, but then though y'all don't want, it's kind of like that gravel voice bitch from California. Y'all want to demand respect, but then y'all don't want to. Then y'all don't want to return that respect back.
All right,
that's my problem with most people in this space.
But what about if anybody that comes onto your space, that comes onto your panel, have respect for each other, no matter who they are? That's what I'm on. that's the type of time I'm on. And also, hold on, Big J. Okay, to respond to what you were saying. Sorry to go back, but to respond to what you said, and afterwards, I'm going to give Jersey Hammer the floor, right? But Big J, you said something in the terms of, because of what I said. You said that, okay, you asked me how many females you kicked off the panel. I only stated one person that I know of, and you said you kicked other people on the panel. But at the same time, one thing that affirms what me and Jersey Hammer is saying about what we just said about you is, okay, I'm going to give one example. A few days ago, when BGS was on your panel, this is when BGS, Brownsburg, Don Gordito, Pure Butterfly Spirit, and a person named CA was on your panel. Now, I don't know, you and CA, I guess y'all just didn't see eye to eye. At first, CA was making some comments on the comment section of your video, and you request that he comes on the panel and addresses grievances to you verbally, instead of just sitting back and typing. He did that. And when he came on the panel, he kept being interrupted by you and Pure Butterfly Spirit. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is that certain males that come on your panel, they don't get a certain type of courtesy that you would give to other people. And my thing is, you don't do that on your panel, regardless of how you personally feel about a person. I understand you and CA didn't see eye to eye, but at least have some sort of courtesy. You don't have to like someone to be courteous to them. And that's what me and Jersey Hammer saying.
But how can you just say what you just said when somebody asks you to grant them the same courtesy of not calling them female? You went ahead and did it anyway. But
Because the word female is not disrespectful. That's why.
No. See. I think though you're not seeing. I tried to explain it to you why the word female. There is a connotation behind that word female when you call it a grown woman female. That you applying something. I understand why though you don't see the connotation. But here's the thing about the CA sit.
And the thing, hold on. Let me say this because I said I was going to give Jersey Hammer the floor. Let me say this, Big J. And your breakdown, I actually responded and proved that your breakdown is incorrect. It's no, the word female is not used in a negative connotation in society. It's not. I disagree with that. It's
Really?
not a negative term. It's not disrespectful. Okay. Now, and like I said before, when the other brothers was on the panel, guess what? 9 times out of 10, I bet her driver's license, when it says what gender she is, I bet it says female, not woman. So if it's a real offense, so if the term female is offensive, why won't she go to the Department of Motor Vehicles in her local state and smack him in the face and say, call me woman, not female? I want you to put a W where it says gender and not an F. Now, what about her? I bet you, I never seen her birth certificate, but I bet you her birth certificate says female as her gender. So why won't she go to her local government or her local municipality, smack somebody in the face and say, I don't want you to put the word female in my birth certificate. Put woman. I'm a woman. Come on now, the word female is not a negative term. It's not disrespectful, man.
You're missing the point.
No, but I'm not missing the point. I disagree with the point. But I'm gonna give Jersey Hammer the floor. Go ahead, Jersey Hammer, because Jersey Hammer, you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
All right, I guess my first question would be going back to the female male thing. Big J, if I were on a panel with Pure Butterfly Spirit and she started saying these males, knowing it's in the context of the idea of I'm calling them males because I don't see men, and I address the same concern that
let me say something, Jersey Hammer. Let me say something real. I'm sorry to interrupt, Jersey. Let me say something real quick. Pure Butterfly have done that on Big J's panel in the past. Continue, Jersey.
Now, if I was to take the same tact that, what was her name again? Verbal, I guess. What was her name last night? I forget off the top of my head. Anyway, if I were to have the same objection, would you have extended the same grace as to tell Pure to not use that terminology?
Your words is wrong though, Jersey, because she said these males. When she's referring to these idiots.
Answer my fucking.
I'm sorry. I'm answering your goddamn question, Jersey.
Whoa. All right, both of y'all, calm it down. But continue, Big J, continue.
Because when somebody said these males, they're not, when she's saying it, and yes, she said it before, when she said it, she's talking about the people on this website.
Whoa. No yelling. We ain't gonna be loud up in here, man.
No. He the one yelling at me. I'm gonna yell at his ass.
And I'm saying that to both of y'all. Not just you, both of y'all.
You know,
whoa, Big J.
Hold on.
Big J, I gotta mute you, man. Respect me. Jersey Hammer, you was wrong for interrupting, and you was also wrong for yelling and cursing. You know what I'm saying?
I do apologize. I just felt that he was going around the block of avoiding my question.
All right, cool. But Big J, I'm gonna let you continue, but don't come and start that yelling and screaming stuff, man. Go ahead. You're unmuted, Big J.
Let me say this one more time, real quick. I wasn't trying to run around your question. I'm trying to explain it. When somebody said these males, that person was actually talking about the space, and she was talking about BGS. See, me and her have been at war against BGS for years. Okay, she talking about demo suckers that suck BGS's dick 24/7. Yes, they are these males. Yeah, I agree with it. She's referring about them. She ain't referring about no other man. And I'm gonna say something to you, Jersey. If you would stay at the end instead of you going on Wacky's World complaining, you will understand a lot of that stuff was resolved at the end. If you would have stayed and understand it was resolved at the end, you wouldn't be carrying on the way you carrying on, Jersey.
Go ahead, Jersey. Go ahead.
Again, you did not forget the past, forget the associations, because with Wacky, with the idea of him using the terminology female, there is no past associations or anything like that. She just decided, the other individual just jumped on, call me a woman, where the idea of that, honestly, in my opinion, in my observation, was she's trying to control the conversation, control the debate. So my question again, take all the past out of it. If somebody was using the term male, these males do this, males do that, and I said respectfully, I'd like to be called a man, not a male. Would you extend that same grace? Is all I'm asking.
I would. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. But the problem was you left.
Well, who wouldn't leave when it comes to that?
but you left. You left, Jersey. You left when everything died down. And we was having, everything, when all that died down, we was having a conversation on YouTube and off YouTube, and also in the background. So yes, I would extend the same grace, but your premise was, Pure said, you see, you mentioned Pure when Pure said that. Pure didn't say that. That was Verbal who said that. Yet the first thing came out your mouth was what Pure said. What you allude to Pierre. Pierre was talking about the people of this space. And I agree with her wholeheartedly about these people on this space.
I use Pure as the example because Pure specifically said the deal about, I call them males because they're not men.
Yeah. In a way I see it, a lot of these dudes on here are not men. I'm gonna tell you that right now, they're not men. How they talk, how they have the conversation, how they think. But the first thing come out their mouth is bitch, ho. Well, guess what? I don't consider you men if that is your vocabulary. If that is your vocabulary set, then I'm gonna look down upon that. I don't agree. I agree full-heartedly I look down on niggas who say dumb shit. I'm sorry.
You know what, Big J? I like that you made that point, because I could use that same logic towards Verbal to justify why I don't want to refer to her as a woman and I prefer to refer to her as a female, because she does have a history of behaving on, in a inappropriate manner. She has a history of always arguing and starting conflict with people. She has a history of disrespecting people. So with that same logic, I can use that to justify why I refuse to refer to that female as a woman.
Yeah, but understand, Wacky, you the one that said female first. You the one that said to the term first. She didn't.
I know, but at the same time,
she only responded to you, Wacky.
But at the same time, you using your logic, Big J, you just stated that a lot of the males in this space are males, not men, because of their behavior. I'm saying the same thing applies to that female that we're discussing. Not Pure Butterfly, but you got, hold on, Big J, hold on. The same applies, because the way she has a history of behaving on different panels, it's not ladylike. It's not like a real woman behaves. The way she behaves it does not define the term woman. So I can utilize that same logic to justify the logic you use to justify why the people in the manosphere are males, not men. I can use that to justify why Verbal deserves to be called female, not a woman.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. But understand, Wacky, she was responding to you using the word female. And you didn't differentiate of who you was referring to in your statement.
But didn't she say she don't want to be referred to as a female? That's what she said, right?
Yeah, based on the connotation of the word female.
Well, I don't have to. I don't have to. I think all the females that I see are not women; they're females. Now
Yeah,
what?
based on the connotation of the word for the past 35 years, that word female is used as a derogatory term if you use it in a certain manner.
I don't
That's
think so. I think it's used for females who are not acting like women, just as much as the term male is used for those who are not acting like men. So I don't see her being a woman. I see her as a female. So based on that logic, I am justified for calling her a female, not a woman. Just as much as you are justified, just as much as you're justifying the people in the space being referred to as males and not men. You know?
Wacky, you messing up again. Because what you let's go by what you said. You made a general statement about laws and instead of you use the word, you use the word men and then they'll use female instead of using. If you're going to use the word man, then you have to use the word woman. But
no, I don't. No, I don't. I don't think there's any women in this earth. I think they're all females. So I'm justified by calling them females because I don't think that they're women.
Yeah, but going by the sentence that you was going by the sentences that you was laying out, you said men and females. So therefore, though, the way that looks, it looks like though you was not looking at it in an equal playing field. When you said when you use the word men and females instead of using men and women, using the term men and females, you putting women at, below men.
The way they behave, in my subjective opinion, they behave not as women, they behave as females. So I'm going to call them females just as much as you agree that a lot of people in the manosphere, it should be referred to as males instead of men because they don't behave like men. So I don't think that anybody within the opposite sex behave like women. So therefore, I'm not going to call them women. I'm going to call them females.
Then why use the words men then?
Because I can. Remember, I'm being subjective just like you. I'm being subjective just like you, so I can.
No, I'm not. No,
you are being subjective. But go ahead.
No, I'm not. Because how many times do I use the word niggas? Yeah, I use that as a derogatory term. I don't use that word in real life. I don't use that word off YouTube. The word niggas. Okay, I mean that as an insult. And I'm actually.
But it is an insult. Nigga is an insult.
Right. So, god damn, I hate when people try to call me. I'll be right back.
You got something to say, Jersey? Even though Big J, he's out for me. You got something to say? You've been quiet for a minute.
Well, no, I'm here at work. I'm about to bounce off. All I'm saying is my perception is that there is not. I understand I understand there are issues with the Black manosphere. I understand that there are issues with misogyny and things like that, but there is also an issue with misandry. There's an issue with that divestment community. There's an issue with that colorism community. There's a bunch of issues that I don't see. I don't see the same critique. I don't see the same critique and standards being applied equally. And that's all I ask, despite whatever issues you may have, is treat each person as the individual, not as some collective as this same negative collective. I am far, me personally, I am far from a misogynist.
Right.
If anything, I am an extreme egalitarian. Which I know is not a accepted, which I know is not an accepted accepted standard within what we see in the majority of, especially the Black manosphere.
Correct.
Or the manosphere in general. Having said that, equal rights also has equal responsibilities. And that's where I'm going to end it.
Correct on that. Equal rights have equal responsibilities.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. You know what? I'm gonna stand where I stand at, because I'm tired of this space. I really am. You know, I understand why Pure coming at this, because me and her battled the same people. Me and her got the same enemies. So, you know, and like what happened when I was when I was dating that other YouTuber, and when she got disrespected, and you know, and everybody, let me say it like this: when I first got into the space, a lot of y'all was going, yes, Big J, Cook Cynthia, Big J, Cook Chris and Carazon, Big J, woo 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 woo, y'all was cheer me on. But until y'all saw me with a woman or with a few women, y'all got all mad and shit. I wonder why on that bullshit. You know, I wasn't really fighting for y'all. I'm fighting for the future. Fuck, you know, some of y'all want me to fight some of y'all's battles on this motherfucker. You know, my issues is different than y'all's. Okay,
but Big J, what does all that have to do with the conversation we're having now?
Because on why, because like y'all want, because like y'all question me on why don't I have this you know, this selective, quote unquote, selective outrage. Y'all want to know why? You know, you know, I know it is the history on this space. Is the reason why I have this, which y'all accuse me of having this selective outrage. I really don't care.
Okay,
You know?
but the thing is, okay. So are you admitting that you do have selective outrage?
Based on the personalities, I'm going to be unfair. I tried to explain myself to most Black men in the space, and how I was treated, how my co-host was treated. But I'm gonna use Palette Pookie is a prime example. Palette Pookie is a prime example on why you know the culture has to change. This space.
But hold on, Big J. Basically, by the way you was treated by the people in this space, you're justifying why you utilize selective outrage. And if you do that, if that's the case, then you're not being any different from the rest of the bad guys or the BGSs or the angry hoes or the O'Sheas or the Obsidians. You're being just as fucked up as they are when you do that.
Well, because guess what? Then why? Okay, what they're saying, they get away with. If I do it, oh, it's a crime. See, you see where I'm going?
It's not a crime because you're not in prison. You're not in jail.
If I say what if I do the same shit back to them, oh, it's a problem. Oh, it's a problem, Big J. You know,
but they get criticized for doing the same shit also.
No.
They do. I get at them. Other people get at them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's a different audience that get at you and give those guys a pass, but there is a certain sector that get at them also for the wrongdoings that they do. So either way, Big J, the fact of the matter is, if you're saying that the way you was treated is the reason why you choose to utilize selective outrage, then you're being just as bad as them. And whether or not you feel that they getting this, whether or not they getting the same amount of criticism that you do, the fact of the matter is you're being just as bad as the angry mans, the BGSs, the rest of the bad guys, and which makes you hypocritical when you critique them.
Okay, then why okay, if somebody disrespect you, you go to war with them, you go to war, you know, I mean, let's say
But
so,
that has nothing to do with my point, though. That has nothing to do with my point. But
okay, I'm on this. Do unto others that they have done unto you. No, you read that Bible, so as I. So if you do unto me, I'm gonna do the same back onto you.
But you do that on those specific individuals. You don't do that to other people that come on that come on your panel, and that you invite to come on your panel and not give them a chance to speak. You get what I'm saying? That's because I feel that can somehow be done on me. Because let's say if there's a person within this space like me who don't engage in the same fuckery that the rest of the bad guys and O'Shea and etc. engage in. Do I deserve that type of disrespect?
No.
But I got it. I got it a few times on your panel. I got it a few times on your panel. This was not the first time that I came on your panel and was highly disrespected.
Who on here besides verbal? Who else did disrespect you?
Oh shit! I still forget years ago with Pure Butterfly Spirit putting that false accusation on me, accusing me to be angry man. And
because here's the thing, you sounded like angry man.
Man, I don't sound like no. Listen. Yes, I don't sound like no angry man. Yes, and even if she did thought that I sound like angry, where's her proof that I was angry man? Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you what really happened, because I don't think you remember what happened. I remember, because before I came, this was my first time ever being on your live stream, right? What happened when I was on the comment section? Right? I was actually debunking certain things that Pure Butterfly Spirit was saying, because Preem was on the panel. Preem and Pure Butterfly Spirit was debating, getting at it, and in the comment section, I was stating how Pure Butterfly Spirit, her argument was wrong. Then I came on the panel to verbalize what I was saying, and once I did that, Pure Butterfly sat there and interrupted me and stated, quote, "This is Angry Man." And then what's your girl named Don Delphia? She then stated, "No, he's not Angry Man. He's not Angry Man because his voice is deeper than Angry Man." And then Rude and Preem was on the panel. They both stated, "Nah, Wacky's not Angry Man," because Rude and Preem were familiar with me. They said, "Nah, Wacky and Angry Man are two different people." And she still kept on talking over me, saying that I'm Angry Man. And not only that, on top of that too,
listen, look, go back to that first live stream when you first appeared. You did sounded like Angry Man. That's why I booted you out.
You didn't boot me out. You didn't boot me out. You did not boot me out. I stayed on the panel, dude. I stayed on the panel all night. Rude and Preem was saying that no, Wacky is not Angry Man. They were saying Wacky because they knew me from Obsidian's panel. You did not boot me out. I actually stayed on that panel almost all night until it ended. You didn't boot me out.
Yeah, but I said you sounded like Angry Man because you did sound like Angry Man when you first got because hold on. Here's the thing. Here's the game.
Okay, I don't think you understand where I'm coming from, Big J. I don't think you understand where I'm coming from. Pure Butterfly. No. Pure Butterfly did. Okay, what I'm trying to say, Big J. I don't know. You know. What I'm trying to say is that Pure Butterfly utilized that in order, as this is what I felt. This is how I felt at that time. That Pure Butterfly utilized that as a way to try to discredit me, because I was going to come on there to debunk some of the arguments that Pure Butterfly was saying. And not only that, even if y'all thought that I was Angry Man, right? The fact of the matter is, both Rude and Preem, right? Both testified and said, no. Both Rude and Preem was on the panel and let y'all know that I'm not Angry Man. That I am not Angry Man. Not only that, Rude actually stated that, hey, listen, I was on the panel with both Wacky and Angry Man when we was on Obsidian's panel. They're not the same people. Both of them had testified on that same panel. So even though if y'all thought that I sounded like him, the fact of the matter is that if there was two witnesses who testified and stated that I was not Angry Man, what's the problem?
Let me tell you what. First of all, I'm gonna say two things. Fuck Preem and fuck Pilot Pookie.
That's not the point. That's not the point. It don't matter how you feel about them.
And back then, I never trusted Preem and Rude. I never trusted them. The only reason why they was on there because somebody else want me to have them on the panel. And I sit there and
Big J.
I never want my panel. I never want the two clowns on my panel.
But you kept on having them on your panel. Hold on, Big J. Hold on for a minute, Big J. Hold that thought, Big J. Pure Butterfly. You said, quote, you're grudging that up, Wacky. That was years ago, and I apologize to you. Number one, Pure Butterfly, you never apologized to me, but I let that go anyway. I'm not grudging things up. The reason why I brought this up is because Big J asked me the question, because I told Big J that I've been disrespected several times on this panel. So Big J asked me to give him some examples on the times I've been disrespected. That's why I brought the whole situation up. But I been forgave you. I been forgave you for that, even though you never apologized. So I'm not grudging things up. I'm just answering Big J's question. No, she never did. She never did. She never did. She never did. Okay, I want a link to that video where she apologized to me. I want the link to that video.
Do you know how many you know how many things I have to dig up? I have to dig. See, some of the live streams I have to put on private because Curious was on there and she don't want me to. You know what? Okay.
Well, she was not on that panel though.
No, she was. She was on that. My ex-girlfriend was on there. You know what? I don't want to dig. I don't want to unprivate them videos. You know, it's too many of those videos that I have to dig up and find that apology. Yes, Pure did apologize to you, though. Wack.
No, she did not. No, yes, she did not. No, yes, she did not. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth, Big J. She did not apologize, and not only that, I didn't even care afterwards. I let that shit go. The only reason why I brought it up is because I'm just answering your question when you asked me how many times I was disrespected on your panel. That's the only reason why I brought it up.
We thought you was Angry Man because Angry Man kept on coming on my panels, trolling me and shit.
But the fact of the matter is when they
BGS sent Angry Man over there. You know that, right? BGS sent Angry Man to my channel.
But the fact of the matter is, when there are two witnesses on that same panel who testify saying, I am not Angry Man, what's the problem? And I felt that was, and once again, what I'm trying to say with that is that Pure Butterfly tried to use that as a way to try to discredit me because I was coming on there to debunk her talking points because I was on the chat debunking her points. So when I came on, she probably knew what I was trying to get at, so she interrupted me and then started saying, this is Angry Man with a voice changer. Even your girl, Don Delphia, at that time, she was like, no, it doesn't matter how you personally feel. See, what you're trying to do, you're trying to go by how you personally feel about these people because you had issues with them afterwards, regardless of how you personally feel about them. But the fact of the matter is, they testified saying that I'm not Angry Man, nor do I sound like them.
Listen, I had issues with them then. I had issues with Preem and Brood at the same time. I wasn't saying it on the air. I have issues with them when they first came on, and I'm
even if you had issues with them, the fact of the matter is they testified and said, listen, I'm familiar with Wacky. I've been with I've spoken to Wacky on other panels. And Rude even said that I've even spoken to both Wacky and Angry Man on the same panel. They testified that. So regardless of how much personal issues that you have against them, right? That you have against, the fact of the matter is they testified as a witness to say me and Angry Man are two different people. So what's the issue? Yes, educated Aries. She said that I was angry man with the voice changer after a girl named Don Delphia that was on Big J's panel saying that I don't sound like angry man. My voice is deeper. But regardless of the situation, that's one example in which I was disrespected on your panel.
Hold on. That whole summer, angry man kept on coming after me. Ever since though I embarrassed BBGS. Angry man had been coming after me ever since. Ever since that call, ever since I told Obsidian to shut the fuck up with his when I disproven Obsidian's talking points on BJ's channel, Angry Man has been coming after me ever since. So we was let's say we was now I don't know about
Big J. I
her,
get that. Big J. Sorry to interrupt. I get that. Fine. I get that. Fine. I'm not going to say you're lying on that. Fine. I get that. That whole summer, I believe you when you said that Angry Man was coming after you. I've even witnessed some of that. Okay, I understand that. But once again, when I came on the panel and there were two individuals, well, I was about to say three, who once again testified that I'm not Angry Man, there should be no problem afterwards. There should be no, regardless of your issues with Angry Man. Once again, three people, I might say three people who testified saying that I'm not Angry Man, there should be no problems afterwards.
But we only know Preem and Palette Pookie. I only know them in a short period of time. They only came on my channel right after they found out I was beefing with Angry Man in Black Manosphere at that point.
What does that have to do with the? What does that have to do with the fact that
I didn't believe them? That's why.
Wow.
I never believed them. Okay, I didn't believe because they were new. I never believed them. So it is what it is.
So you didn't believe Rude when he stated, quote, that he was with me and Angry Man on Obsidian's panel, thus testifying that me and Angry Man was two different people.
I did not believe him.
But you would rather, but okay. And not only that, Pure, you made a point. Pure. The fact that you have a wrench on my channel shows that I don't have a grudge against you. Do you understand that, Pure? The fact that you have a wrench on my channel shows that I don't have a grudge against you. I told you before that after that whole situation, I let that shit go. The only reason why I'm discussing it now is because I'm just answering Big J's question when he asked me how many times, when have I been disrespecting on his panels? That's it. Pure, you still thinking that I have a grudge against you. Dude, I don't have a grudge against you. But all right, Big J. All right.
Let me say this to the ghost. You talking about stay out of black folks' business. Well, nigga, listen, YouTube is run by a white woman. How about you handle that first before you tell anybody else to stay out of black folks' business when it happened on my channel, and my channel is not a black channel, quote unquote. Anybody can go on my channel, the ghost. Before you sit talking about stay out of black people's business, man, you don't dictate shit. Tell you that right now.
Or just like your girl Verbal Assassin, she don't dictate shit. I can use that same logic to your homegirl. You know what I'm saying?
And guess what? Even she admitted it last night. If you were stayed on last night, everybody we had a little understanding. Everybody went with their separate ways last night.
Yeah, but I'm not going to stay on a space if someone keep constantly interrupting when I'm speaking. I'm not going to stay. I'm going to leave. I'm not going to stay. I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm the type of person, there's a certain level of disrespect I'm not going to tolerate. But all right, Big J, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no qualms against you. You know what I'm saying? You still cool. You still welcome to come on my panel anytime.
Okay.
But I'm about to end this. But I guess we could agree to disagree on this. You know?
Okay. Yeah. Agree. Disagree. But I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of the disrespect for all these years. And I apologize to you when I thought though you was angry man. You know.
I didn't hear that, but I let that go. I didn't hear that. I let that go, man.
Listen, Wack, I thought though you was anger man. I've when like I heard your voice, I thought that was all I heard was the New York accent, right? I said, oh man, my God, this right here's anger man, fucking with me again, because that was when Action Potential and I was doing live streams in the middle of the night. Anger man kept showing up, fucking up the whole damn panel. I had to put all my shit on private because the Anger man kept coming up on the
okay.
panel. Okay.
How many times have Angry Man came on a panel or with a different account?
I don't know, man. I only thing I heard was New York accent and a deep voice. I assume it was him because like he kept on coming after me with his because he had like 2-3 channels at the time. He had 2-3 channels at the time.
Big J.
Big J. Like remember when Angry Man you used to have 2-3 channels back then? I
remember that. But okay,
yeah.
But
So,
Big J,
so I was assuming we was assuming that was him.
Okay, but Big J, let's keep it real about Angry Man. However way we may feel about Angry Man, because I don't like Angry Man myself. So both of us do not like him, right? But let's keep it real about Angry Man. Angry Man is not a person that will come to you on a troll account and pretend to be somebody else. Angry Man if Angry Man is going to come after you, he's going to come after you as himself, let you know this is him, and do all his antics. Angry Man is too straightforward of a person to hide behind a different account and act like a totally different person. Just to go and antagonize somebody. When Angry Man antagonizes people, he does that as himself. He has a track record of that. And not only so that's one thing you gotta take into consideration. Not only that, but once again, even if you thought I was Angry Man, the fact that there was like 3 people on that same stream who testified saying that I'm not, regardless of how you personally feel about those individuals, should be enough to say, you know what? Even though he sounds like them, but there's 3 people who saying that he's a different person, then you know what? I'm just going to leave it alone. If y'all really actually thought I was Angry Man. But nonetheless, I'm about to end the stream. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I guess we could agree to disagree, man. You know?
Okay.
All right, man. All right. You have a good night, bro. All right.
All right.
Peace. All right, man. Thank you guys. Thank you all you guys for coming on. You know, so I'm out of here, man. All right, peace.